Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today finally I'll be doing my first listen / full-on album review to ITZY's 10th mini album. Wow, we're getting into the double digits already. 10th mini album for Girls Will Be Girls. Pretty much song of the year material. One of my favorite releases of this year. I mean, upon first glance at the concept, the choreography, and of course upon first watch of the music video and listen, like, I feel like this particular era really already brought me back to the earlier days, like 2020 days of ITZY, but taken with this modern day approach, especially just having the group fully as a whole with Leigh, like everything feels so complete. And I feel like I'm not the only Mitzi here that feels that way, you feel me? But hey, enough talk. We have 4 B-sides to indulge in and to dive into. I've only heard good things about these certain tracks, so I'm gonna bring up the first one here. This one is Kiss and Tell. We have Sayoung from 153 Jumba's incredible musical collective out there. We have Maya Rose, Karen, and we have Tobias Naslin. Now, Tobias Naslin has worked with many of my favorites, such as Nyaaa and her like B-sides, Everglow as well and their B-sides. But hey, enough talk. Let me bring up Kiss and Tell, pop my IEMs in now, and let's go. Whoa, this approach. What year are we in? This song doesn't take time to dive into it, really. Oh my goodness, Leigh bringing us back to the 2012 days of pop. Does the snare drum work? Ooh, ma. Ma. Oh my goodness, this is very club, catwalk, runway-esque with it. Now this is like got me feeling early days of K-pop in verse 2 here, where it was very electronic heavy. I'm not sorry, love this mentality, just so unbothered with it. The empowerment, I love it. Ma. Ma. Let them talk, let them naysay. Leah! Going crazy in verse 3 here. Nice bass. Wow, this song is so relentless with it. Love the vocal filtering. There's the risers. Wow. Let them talk. Did you hear that, right? Like, did you hear that? All that naysaying? I didn't hear that. Look this good, like, I love that line in itself, but also I love just let them talk, you know, let them naysay, let them run their mouths, because like I don't hear it. They're not gonna phase me. Like, I have this unbothered mentality. I have better things to do, better places to be, and better things to hear, you know what I'm saying? So like, Kiss and Tell, that unbothered mentality and attitude, I love it, right? This really screams empowerment for us individuals, and especially women out there. I've got to admit, right? And almost very anthemic, like Girls Will Be Girls. And quite admittedly, this song, this might be, you know, unpopular opinion or popular opinion, but either way, Kiss and Tell has this title track quality to it and sheen, and I feel like it deserves a music video. I mean, sure, it has a performance tied along to it, as I recently searched up Kiss and Tell, noticed it on my timeline, but this deserves a music video. I mean, this all-out mentality, right? This catwalk club run-esque feel that we got from earlier gen K-pop days when electronic dance music was heavy with it. But then also at the same time, how can you simultaneously bring back the early days of ITZY back in the 2020 days that I was mentioning about Girls Will Be Girls, taking it with a modern approach, but taking it with a throwback approach, but taking it on a 2012 days pop approach. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could specifically name that era because I remember that era of releases in general in the Western scene and everywhere else. You feel me? But Kiss and Tell is that girl. Like, this track, oh my goodness, it just I just love the energy. I love this club feel to it, this catwalk feel mentality, that is overflowing confidence and all, and just this unbothered energy as a whole, right? So that from the synthesizer work to the vocoder vocal filtering, you know what I'm saying, the reverb work, I love the intentions with the effects being done, and the post-production, like mixing and mastering, and how this was done as a whole arrangement wise. Especially Leah in that verse 3, she went hard in the paint with it. Am I right? Loved Rujin across this track as well, you know, like all of them really suited this track to a T, and I really hope they work off of something like this genre wise again in the future, because honestly it matches Wannabe, but it brings this throwback feel with a modern day approach somehow, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people are going to enjoy this track because it might remind them of Wannabe, but like a modern throwback kind of approach, kind of fusion, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really got me somewhat reminiscent of the Wannabe days, and just the earlier releases back in the days, the 2020 days. But hey, enough talk, let's dive into the next B-side now. On to the next track now, Locked and Loaded. This kind of surprised me low-key upon the album spoiler / highlight medley pretty much. I'm seeing No Day, I'm seeing Tima, Irina, Karimi, Jono. A familiar name here, Alex Carlson. Alex Carlson has worked with many of our favorite boy groups out there. I mean, TXT, N-hyphen, if I recall correctly. Alex Carlson has worked with extensive amount of incredible boy groups, and we're talking about even the likes of SHINee, one of my top favorite boy groups that are thriving these days still in this day and age. But hey, let me bring up Locked and Loaded here. Let's go. Oh, this first one. Love the strumming on the guitar. Oh, Yuna. A little laughter in the back there. Rendered your mind. Ooh, Leah. This is giving this like it's bigger than this kind of feel in the pre-chorus. Something not necessarily triumphant, but like you mess around, you find out kind of feel. Love the guitar work. Great plucks. Great percussion work. Sizzle. Nuke missile. Everything I do is nothing. See what I'm saying? Ooh, Yuna. Oh wow. Yeah, it's getting this, it's bigger than this. Explosive energy. Like, you pull this trigger, you mess around, you find out. I'm gonna be unleashed. Wow. The riff, the solo, instrumental breakdown here. Wow. Taking it to new heights with this instrumental break. Oh, come on now. Great string plucks in the background at the same time. Oh my goodness. You know, obviously the previous track is my straight dead favorite, but Locked and Loaded is fun with it too, you know? And it has a straightforward message to it. Like, I'm locked and loaded. I am fearless. I am unchained. Once you try to, you know, pull this trigger, right? I'm locked and loaded. I'm ready to go, 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 right? Very explosive, and all like this overflowing confidence is something that I could really appreciate for with Locked and Loaded. Now, in terms of the duration, I don't really mess with it because I feel like this could have gotten like another verse 3, like a verse 3, or like a bridge to take it the extra mile with it, you know what I'm saying, right? Because I felt like even though there was a slight twists and turns, it needed to provide more, right? Because we had that instrumental break, but give more to the members themselves as well, line-wise, you feel me? Just hitting this 2 minute, like 30-second-ish minute mark, I felt like it could have hit 3 minutes for sure with a bridge, you feel me? But yeah, let me know your thoughts about Locked and Loaded. I think this is quite the interesting track that has untapped potential. Like, they could work off of this kind of approach in the future again, but, you know, prolong it more. You know, I don't mind this song to become more repetitive or have this bridge or verse 3 added into the mix. But Locked and Loaded, I feel like it'd be a fun song to perform as well, to see a performance of as well, as much as Kiss and Tell. But a great add to this album, pretty solid track, and I feel like Locked and Loaded is it gonna be a grower for me without a doubt, right? I really loved the chorus. There's a little bit of nostalgia, but that instrumental outro breakdown was insane. That was like the cherry on top for me, aside from like Nyaaa and Rujin really popping off on this track, I've got to admit. But hey, let's dive into the next track now. So this next track is titled Promise, aka one of my most anticipated B-sides next to Kiss and Tell, and basically Locked and Loaded off of the album highlight medley and spoiler, you feel me? Because this one has credits from the likes of Lee Hyung-suk on the lyrics. We have Nozcat, we have Ani, and even the likes of Dunk and Yuha, everyone. Yuha, one of my top favorite solo artists that I absolutely adore these days, and who've been writing songs for incredible groups and artists. I mean, the likes of Billy, I could name a lot. But now also ITZY, I feel like it's a huge accomplishment by Yuha, but also Nozcat. Nozcat has worked with my other favorite solo artist, Junie, and a fellow Canadian. Like Junie, man, like just seeing Junie and Nozcat on the same track, or working for tracks such as for like Kai, for like Shiny's Hard in the Paint track, as well as a huge for NCT as well. Like huge names all around. Uni has worked hand in hand with Junie in the past before as well. So yeah, huge familiar names. And a light-hearted ballad, it seems like, based on the spoilers. So I'm gonna have to find out for myself here, and let's dive into it. Ooh, I love it. Just a punchy, light beat with this keyboard piano loop. Leah. Maybe I don't want to show myself. Wow. And I love how right away the snapping, but like how this song is showcasing their vocals really well already from the jump. Dazzling Star. The vocal direction is so Nyaaa, especially here. Yeah, G. Oh my goodness. I still want to hear it. Do you remember? Woo! That spring come already. This is such a fan song for the mid-seeds out there. The chimes, the chords. This is so beautiful and so sweet. Choryong. Okay, here we go. Something's coming. Great synthesizers here. The strings. Bring it back. The background vocals, the layers in this song is beautiful. Great drum kit work. The swelling of the strings. This outro. Now and forever. Aww. It's like there is so much comfort and consolation in this song as a whole. I mean, it just feels like a fan song for the Mitzies, where it's like spring has passed, summer is coming, you know, and there's this consoling kind of level of warmth in this song without a doubt, and you feel that spring breeze. It really suits the timing of this release and era, you feel me, and it feels like such a beautiful fan song, but also has that OST shimmer to it. Like sure, the final moments of this song, I can anticipate the high notes and how everything would play out, like it breaking it down. But when it comes to the members that really took up their parts, I loved how Yeji got a high note peak moment. Like, oh my goodness, that was such a highlightable moment. I think like Yeji and like Ryujin, right, really rocked this track. But I really loved Choryong as well in her moments as well. But then Leah, that interlude, and then we brought it later on with the bridge. I love the arrangement. The arrangement is so beautiful in this song, but also the opening, right? Just with the level of, I would say, nostalgia, right, that is being evoked. I mean, the piano keyboard loop, right? And the way that the drum kit work played out, and how the production in the song highlighted their vocals. It didn't overshadow their vocals. It highlighted and put them in the spotlight for this song, and how the lyrics played out was super meaningful as well to make it a fan song. I think it is really clear without a doubt that this is for the fans out there, everyone. But promise, it is a special one. Like, definitely one of my top favorite ballads by ITZY, even though I have to backtrack on a lot of B-sides by ITZY these days, and this is the right way to start it off. So hey, let's dive into the next B-side now. So last but not least, we have Walk, the final track on this incredible 10th mini album, Girls Will Be Girls. But I'm seeing names here. Bang Hye-hyun on the lyrics. We have Winnie and Hegi on the composing side for this. New names to me that I'll have to familiarize. For sure, I'll have to after this. But hey, let me bring up Walk here and Lego, everyone. Oh my goodness. I thought we already had Kiss and Tell, but run it up with the sister track. To the rhythm. Wow, Yuna. This that fever. Ooh. Love the attitude with Ryujin. Let's camera action.
Are you ready? Get ready. On a count of 3. Walk. Walk. Yeah, that's me. Walking, just like this. Turn me up.
Pose. Pose. Oh my goodness. Literally the sister to Kiss and Tell. Oh my goodness. How many times are we walking here? We're on the runway walking. We're strutting it.
Okay, so coming, let's go moving on. Pew pew.
Whoa, Ryujin. What year are we in? Again. Oh my goodness, just the unapologetic energy and self-expression in this song is powerful. It's bold with it. Walk. Hey. Walk. Pose. Pose. This is so fun too. Bridge. Ryujin. Ooh, the synthesizer work. Very sinister here.
Walk. 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 Action.
Action. Pose.
Just like this. Never did a walk. Feel me now. Show me now.
Okay.
Follow me.
Oh my goodness. I love this mentality to it as well, right? Walk, follow me. This is how you truly do it. You know, this is how you truly express yourself, by being yourself. You know, everyone has their own characteristics and everyone are just one of a kind, you know what I'm saying? So this level of empowerment for everyone, especially women out there, yet again, you know, Walk is given this level of sassiness, and I love the walk and the pose. The airy delivery on those lines really adds so much depth and texture to the song itself. But yeah, I said what I needed to say. Walk is the sister to Kiss and Tell, and it takes this truly house, dance, electronic influence and mashup that's really got me back to the early days. Not as much as Kiss and Tell, but this approach to Walk, I love the follow-up, and it's the perfect way to wrap up this album, right? Especially with this level of anthemic approach by Girls Will Be Girls and Kiss and Tell. If you think about it, this album as a whole, like, it really works with the mood and the movement to throughout all these tracks, throughout this whole album. You know, they brought up the energy still, they brought it back down with Promise, and then we're gonna walk it out, you know, and we're gonna run with it, right? So I love Walk. It is literally my favorite B-side, up there with Kiss and Tell, and then it goes Promise without a doubt. But yeah, let me know your thoughts about Walk, this Vogue-esque catwalk runway, and like, oh my goodness, like Yeji, and then like the husky deep approach in the vocal department by Yuna is everything as well. Like, oh my goodness, and how everything was brought into that bridge really made it creme de la creme, and was the perfect section to top off the song itself, you know what I'm saying? But as a whole, let me know your thoughts. My favorites would have to be Kiss and Tell, Walk, and then Promise, tied with Walk pretty much, and then Locked and Loaded. I needed a little bit more from Locked and Loaded, but really a strong, more than solid, more than strong album by ITZY. I gotta give this a solid 9 out of 10. But in terms of the title track, you already heard of me, like, it's a masterpiece. Girls Will Be Girls is a 10 out of 10. It's still on my rotation nonstop, and I feel like ITZY is on the right track of things. Like, this is the right kind of approach that I feel like, not just for Mitzies, but like just the general public, even though you don't have to necessarily cater towards them, you know what I'm saying? Because ITZY, how they've grown their discography has been very fascinating, in my humblest opinion, right? The range that this girl group has, and this artist group, how they can really show it and flaunt it, like, as in like these genres and what they can do. It's really cool how they've been experimenting ever so slightly, right? And especially with the concepts that have been really buck wild with it. But Girls Will Be Girls is a really great little bit of everything, right? The modern day approach by ITZY, but the early heydays of 2020 by ITZY, taken with throwback influences of the earlier days of K-pop, and of course the earlier days of modern or back in the day of 2012 pop approach that we got in Kiss and Tell, you feel me? But let me know your thoughts, everyone. Did you absolutely love this album as much as I did? Can you agree with any statements or sentiments that I mentioned today? But the fact that we even got a fan song too is more than much appreciated from ITZY themselves. This just feels so complete, and it feels ITZY is truly back, and I hope a lot more people really recognize this comeback as a whole as much as we are, and then still stay tuned for what else to come from ITZY, because they're on a run, right? This is 10th mini album. I can't emphasize that enough. To get into the double digits is a huge accomplishment. Same goes with getting full albums out, you feel me? And we already got a Yeji solo with Air that was incredible, with immaculate B-sides as well. So what's next for ITZY? I'm gonna have to find out with y'all on the channel here. But take care as always. Be sure to like and subscribe, as it goes a long way and helps out the channel so much. This has been Garrison, and peace.